Hi, welcome back. Today I've got a video featuring the Lawn Fawn Reveal Wheel House, and it is a part of the 31 Days of Halloween Spooktacular video hop. Every day this month there's a new Halloween themed card video, so be sure that you go and you comment on this video and all of the other videos and you'll be entered in to win the giveaway at the end of the month. Here is a look at the card that I'll be making today. It's a really cute scene card featuring these great new releases from Lawn Fawn. So here I've got out my Distress Oxide inks to make my background, and I've got out my little ink blender book, if you will, and I am going to get started on the blending. So first I'm using Stormy Sky to create a little lightness in the middle, so that'll be right around the house. And then from there I'll fade out with Faded Jeans. And as you can see, I've kind of got this circular look going. I did not have enough ink on my blender, but the nice thing about Oxide inks is that it gives you just a little bit of time to get it all smoothed out before the ink dries. It's something that I really, really love about using these to make blended backgrounds. Since using these, I really have not purchased any new of the smaller, or the original, I should say, the original Distress ink. Now I am going in with Chipped Sapphire to get it a little bit darkened on the edges, and again going back and forth between the colors to make sure that I have a good blend. I predominantly want this sky to be dark. It is a Halloween card. I want it to appear like it's nighttime, so I'm going to add quite a bit of black soot to the edges. A second ago, you saw that I brought in the Reveal Wheel base just to be sure that I am blending this to the correct size, because the piece of Bristol Smooth paper that I'm using to blend on is a little bit bigger than what that base ends up being. Going back now, I kind of lost a little bit of that Faded Jeans, so I want to add it back in, and then I'll go back and forth again. And then here at the end, I'll add in a little bit more of that Stormy Sky. I love Stormy Sky. It's kind of like a blue-gray. It's great for nighttime scenes. So now that I've got that blended the way that I want, I'll move on to adding all of my splatters. So I'm using this new Lawn Fawn shimmer, just squeezing out the tiniest little bit. I think it's called Liquid Stardust. Adding a little tiny bit of water because I want it to be pretty sparkly. The more water you add, the less sparkly it will be. So going through and adding on those drops, you do get a small bit of the oxide reaction because there is water mixed into that product. And then I am taking black soot, adding a tiny bit of water to that. And then I will go through and add black splatters to this. I did not add a lot of water. Again, much like the Liquid Stardust, I wanted it to be concentrated. This is the Reveal Wheel House all die cut out using Simon Says Stamp Fog cardstock. And I wanted to add just a little bit of black soot to the edges and make it look a little bit more distressed, a little more spooky. It's supposed to kind of look like a haunted house. So just adding that. Now I've got all of the pieces cut out and we're going to move towards assembling the card. So I've got the reveal wheel and then the template to get the little windows, and I'm coloring in the windows with Copic marker. This is a I think it's 08. I'll have it listed down below. I realized after I colored it in that the coloring that on top of the pencil was trapped underneath. So I did my best job at erasing, but in the end, you really can't tell. Going around the edges of that reveal wheel and just coloring it in black so that when you see the edges, it's black. This was the best way I could figure out to have the windows be yellow and the edges be black. This just seemed easiest. Now I've got the new Spooky Fences die cut out, and I am going to glue that to the bottom. I've added on that sentiment that says, "You are spooktacular," and that comes from the add-on set to the Halloween reveal wheel. Gonna add on the roof and the little secondary roof line. Those are both cut out in Lawn Fawn Black Licorice. Using all of the adhesive that I used today, minus the foam squares, is Gina K Connect glue. It's my absolute favorite glue, my favorite adhesive to use, and it just makes making projects really easy because it gives me time to wiggle around, and that's what I'm doing right now, is just kind of wiggling it on and make sure that I have it in the right spot. Adding the glue to that secondary roof line. I use quite a bit just because I want to be sure that it is really, really going to stick down and it's really stuck before I send it. So once I get that adhered, it's looking a little bit more like a house, and once we get the door and the window on, it will be even better. So in order to get the glow behind the door and the window, I believe that there are dies for these in the sets, and I just thought maybe it would just be easier to cut out from white the background of the door and the window, and then color in those little areas with the same yellow marker that I used for the top window. That way it all looks the same. So I went ahead and cut those out with scissors, and now I'm just going through and adding that little bit of yellow onto those so that all of the yellows match. Now I'm going to start assembling the cards. So I've got that fence border I'm going to glue to the bottom of that reveal wheel. Adding that down. I've also cut out that that fence using the reveal wheel base so that it is stitched on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and add my door to the back glue to the back of the door to add down to the house. You can make it so that the door will open, but I kept mine so that the door would be closed. I've got these steps that come from the original reveal wheel house, and most of the some of these pieces are from the original, and some of these come from the Halloween version itself. Just covering up that bottom step with the wood piece. I wanted the stairs to be wood so that they would match the wood that I'm going to use across the windows, which also comes from the Halloween add-on to the reveal wheel house. Here is that window. It's kind of spooky and off kilter. I think that it's really, really fun. And then digging into my bowl of die cuts, I've got the little piece that covers the window, the cobweb, and the little piece of wood that covers the window. So I'm just playing around, seeing how I want that to sit. Kind of makes the house look like it's condemned. It's all boarded up, extra spooky. So just gonna glue down that window and the cobweb. All of these little extra touches, I think, make it look really, really fun. So I started adding the window to the base and then remembered that it needed to go down on the house. And that is a part of the reason why I love using liquid glue, because if I had used any other kind of tape runner adhesive, it would have been hard to pull it off without damaging it. And I did not really want to start all over at this point. This card took me all in all about 2 hours to make, so I was not about to start over. I've got some of these other pieces. You can see that little witch, which is from Lawn Fawn Costume Party. I thought that I might add on those characters, but in the end, there's not really enough space. So here is the house all done. Just going to glue that down to the reveal wheel base. Get it all set up. As you can see in doing that, my little spider fell off. I probably should have waited for things to dry. I get very impatient. So here you can see I'm kind of playing with her and just realize that, really there's not really room for these characters, especially not if I want the fence to be seen. And in the end, I decided that I liked it better with just the fence. I am planning on using these little characters on another card, so they won't go to waste. Now I've got The little reveal wheel, I'm lining it up because I need to adhere it down onto my card. So you take the little brad and the little tiny wheel, you stick these up with foam squares, little foam squares. So that way it's popped up off the card base and there's enough room so that you can turn the wheel. So for the card back, I'm just using a piece of black cardstock. It's Lawn Fawn Black Licorice. Lining things up, sticking that down, and now you can see that wheel is there and it moves pretty freely. On the side of the reveal wheel, I'm going to use the sentiment that says "Turn here to spook," which I think is really, really cute. Just going to use that reveal wheel base again to make sure that that's lined up before I emboss it. I'm going to heat emboss it in white. So here you can see it's all embossed, and now all I need to do is adhere this panel. I realized that I wanted it to be yellow the whole way around, so just taking that marker and coloring in. Pretty simple, just wish that I had done that before. It also adhered all of the little cutouts, the cat, the bats, the ghost, and the little cobweb. I thought those were really, really cute. I just love the way that that looks. So now it's all adhered down, and you can turn the wheel and see all the cute little things to be spooked with in the top window. Adding the one thing from Costume Party that I did color that I'm going to add is that little pumpkin. And I think it looked cute just on the porch, and added a little bit of color because it was looking a little bit monochromatic with all of the black and the blue. Going to adhere this black cardstock down to a card base, which is made from Nina 110 pound. That way it's a nice sturdy card. And then for my final touch, I will glue on the little bats and 3 of the ghosts. Again, I think all of these little added touches, the cobweb, the bats, the ghost, it makes your card look a lot more detailed, and it makes it look like you spent, well, it makes it look like you spent the amount of time that you spent on it. I think the recipient really appreciates all of the little extra touches. Like these little white ghosts add so much, so I'm really glad that I put them on. Just trying to finagle that one in. And that is the final look of the card. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please be sure that you go and you find all of the other videos on the Hop. I'll have a link to a blog post down below that has them all listed. And you can click to subscribe for me or watch another video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much.